tonight. May this story be your path to peace and rest. Pekla and the Caliph, a journey to clarity. This story is about a young girl named Sakura and an old tortoise named Akalifa, who embark on a journey to seek clarity, ultimately realizing that true clarity comes from within through self-understanding and acceptance. Under the vast expanse of the starlit sky, in a small village nestled between majestic mountains and a serene lake, lived a young girl named Sakura. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity and her heart brimmed with kindness. One evening, as the village rested under the blanket of twilight, Sakura ventured to the lakeside. Beside the glistening waters, she discovered an old tortoise named Akalifa. Akalif's shell was worn and covered in ancient symbols, suggesting he had many stories to tell. "Akalifa," Sakura said, kneeling beside him. "Hello, Sakura," the tortoise responded, slowly blinking his wise eyes. "Why do you come to the lake at this hour?" Sakura asked. "I come to seek clarity," he replied, his voice deep and gentle. Curiously, Sakura asked what he meant by clarity. "Always understanding, a clear vision of one's path in life," Akalifa explained. The young girl pondered this, realizing she too sought clarity in her life. Akalifa then offered, "Would you like to join me on my journey to find clarity?" With a nod, Sakura agreed. Together, they set off under the moonlit sky, the path before them illuminated by the gentle glow of fireflies. They traveled for hours, the world around them whispering its ancient secrets. As dawn approached, they reached a meadow where the first rays of sunlight kissed the earth. "Clarity begins here," Akalifa said. He directed Sakura to gaze at the horizon where the sun was rising. "Clarity is found within," Akalifa murmured. "It's about understanding yourself and accepting who you are." In that serene moment, Sakura felt a wave of peace wash over her. She realized that clarity wasn't something to be found outside, but within oneself. With a heart full of newfound wisdom, Sakura thanked the Caliph. "You've helped me see clearly," she said. The Caliph, with a serene smile, replied, "Remember, the journey to clarity is ongoing, but you will taken the first step." With a final nod and a gentle touch to his weathered shell, Sakura returned to the village, her mind clear and her heart light. This journey taught her that clarity comes with acceptance and self-understanding. As she lay in bed that night, she envisioned the stars, the lake, and the wise tortoise. She realized that despite the world's vast uncertainties, she held the power to understand her path. And so, she drifted off to sleep, the warmth of a Caliph's wisdom comforting her soul. Let's move gently into another comforting story. Bluebonnet and Tea's Enchanting Adventure. This story is about the magical journey of Bluebonnet and Tea to restore a lost gemstone and save an enchanted bird realm. Once upon a time, in the quaint village of Larkspur, there lived a kind-hearted human named Bluebonnet and a wise parrot named Tea. Bluebonnet had eyes as blue as the Texas sky and hair that shimmered like golden wheat. Tea, on the other hand, was a resplendent bird with feathers as green as the lush forests. They were the best of friends and shared a love for the tales and songs of birds. One breezy afternoon, while walking through the village square, Bluebonnet and Tea spotted a beautiful bird made entirely of shimmering light. The bird, with a melodious voice, called out to them, "Follow me, if you seek magic," it sang. Intrigued, Bluebonnet and Tea decided to follow the enchanting bird. They walked through fields of blooming wildflowers under cavities of ancient oaks, until they reached a hidden grove. In the center of the grove stood an ancient tree, its bark etched with intricate designs. As they approached, the tree's branches began to blow, revealing an opening. With Tea perched on her shoulder, Bluebonnet stepped inside. Inside the tree, they found themselves in a realm of wonder. The air sparkled with stardust, and the ground was covered in soft moss that glowed with an otherworldly light. In this magical realm, the birds could speak, and their songs wove stories of old. Welcome, chirped to Royal Bluebird. I am Azure, the guardian of this realm. Azure explained that they were in the enchanted aviary, a sanctuary for birds and those who love them. We need your help, Azure pleaded. The heart of the aviary, a magical gemstone, has been stolen. Without it, our will fade away. Determined to help, Bluebonnet and Tea agreed to find the missing gemstone. They embarked on a quest that took them across sparkling rivers and towering mountains. Along the way, they met many birds who offered their assistance and shared their wisdom. Their journey led them to a mysterious cave, where the gemstone was guarded by an ancient beast. With Tea's wise counsel and Bluebonnet's bravery, they managed to retrieve the gemstone. Upon their return to the enchanted aviary, they were celebrated as heroes. Azure placed the gemstone back in its rightful place, and the realm was restored to its former glory. As a token of gratitude, the birds gifted Bluebonnet a charm that allowed her to understand the language of birds. From that day on, Bluebonnet and Tea continued to share their tales and songs, their bond growing stronger with each passing year. And every night, they looked up at the stars, grateful for the magic they had discovered. Bluebonnet and Tea's adventure became a beloved bedtime story in Larkspur, reminding everyone that with kindness and courtesy, even the most extraordinary dreams could come true. Let's begin another chapter of gentle peace. Tea and Dand, a family's embrace. This story is about a young girl named Tea and her bond with an autumn sprite named Dand, emphasizing the idea that true family extends beyond blood relations. In a quaint village, bordered by a dense, mystical forest, there lived a young girl named Tea and an autumn sprite called Dand. Tea's hair shimmered like the golden wheat fields, and her eyes mirrored the blue of the afternoon sky. And Dand, on the other hand, stood no taller than a loaf of bread, with wings that shimmered like autumn leaves caught in the sunlight. The bond they shared was more profound than the roots of the oldest oak tree in the village. One chilly evening, just as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of pink and lavender, Tea and Dand could be found nestled under a tree, the crackling of leaves beneath them like a cozy blanket. The village was quiet, save for the occasional murmur of wind through the branches. She looked up at Dand, her face glowing with the warmth of a shared secret. "Tell me, Dand," she began, "where did you come from? I've seen sprites before, but none as kind as you." Dand smiled, his tiny face lighting up. "I was born from a fallen leaf on the most colorful day of autumn," he began, his voice as delicate as the rustling leaves. "Sprites like me, we emerged from the magic of the season. But it was your kindness that gave me the strength to stay." Tea's heart swelled with a mixture of pride and tenderness. "I'm glad you're here, Dand. You're like family to me," she said softly. "You know, my parents are always busy. They work hard to keep our village safe and flourishing, but it gets lonely sometimes." Dand fluttered his wings, causing a gentle breeze to dance round them. "Family isn't just about blood, Tea. It's about the bonds we forge and the love we share. You've given me a home. For that, I am eternally grateful." They sat in silence for a moment, each lost in their thoughts but feeling the comfort of the other. The first stars began to twinkle overhead, their light casting faint shadows on the ground. His mother called out from the house, her voice carrying a melody of love and warmth. "Tea, it's time to come in," Tea sighed, then smiled at Dand. "Time for bed." "Will you come with me?" she asked. Dan nodded eagerly. "Of course. I'll make sure your dreams are as sweet as honey." Together, they walked back to Pea's cozy home. The night was just beginning, but with Dan at her side, P felt that she could face any challenge that came her way. As she settled into bed with Dan resting on her pillow, P whispered, "Good night, Dan." "Good night, P," he responded, his voice a gentle whisper in the night. The room was filled with a sense of peace that only true family could bring. Let's just move gently to the next story. Orchid and the Celestial Home. This story is about Orchid, who, guided by celestial being Nymphea, discovers that home is not just a place but a feeling of connection and love. In the beautiful town of Glimmerwood, Orchid lived a simple yet fulfilling life. Each morning, she greeted the sun as it rose over the hills, casting a golden glow on her modest house nestled among the trees. One evening, as the stars began to sparkle in the velvet sky, Orchid wandered into the heart of the forest. Drawn by a mystical tune, she found herself at a hidden pond surrounded by glowing lilies. As she approached the water, a soft, luminous figure emerged. It was Nymphea, a celestial being of the pond, radiating a serene light. "Welcome, dear Orchid," Nymphea spoke gently, her voice like a melody. "I have watched over you and this forest for centuries. Tonight, I wish to show you a special place." With a curious heart, Orchid took Nymphea's hand. In an instant, they were enveloped in a magical light, transported to a wondrous realm among the stars. This celestial home was filled with gardens of vibrant flowers and waterfalls of pure light. "This is my home," Nymphea said, her eyes shining with warmth. "It is made from the dreams and hopes of all beings in harmony with nature." Orchid marveled at the sight, feeling an inexplicable sense of belonging. As they walked through the ethereal gardens, Nymphea shared stories of the celestial beings who inhabited the realm, each one a protector of the natural world. "But why show me this place?" Orchid asked, still in awe. Nymphea smiled, her glow intensifying. "Because, dear Orchid, your heart is pure, and your love for the earth connects you deeply with this realm. We have a home here too among the stars." Moved by Nymphea's words, Orchid realized that home was not just a place, but a feeling of connection and love. As dawn approached, Nymphea guided Orchid back to the pond. "Remember, you are never alone," she whispered. "Wherever your heart finds joy, that is your home." With those words, Orchid felt a comforting warmth within her. Under the morning sun, she returned to her house in Glimmerwood, but she was forever changed. She knew that no matter where she was, the celestial home was always within her heart, as long as she nurtured her bond with nature and love. And so, Orchid's life was filled with the magic of the celestial realm, and she lived in harmony, knowing that home was always just a heartbeat away. Rest well, and may your dreams be warm and kind.